I'm going to give you kind of a broad overview about how we're running Recharter this year. It is completely paperless. So here's our overview. This slide will be posted to our roundtable site, so don't feel like you have to, catch anything off of it. We do have a Recharter guide for packs, troops, ships, and crews that is basically the step-by-step instructions for your Recharter reps. You can track your unit's progress. So if you're not the Recharter rep, you want to know how it's going, how close are we to being over the finish line, you can use the Pacifica dashboard linked here, and that will tell you exactly where your charter is, and if something's holding it up, what the holdup is. Basically, your Recharter reps are right now probably wrapping up scrubbing your rosters and figuring out who needs to be deleted. As Jeff said, we've got some families who are leaving, whether it's permanently or briefly, and they're working on taking those folks off of your roster. Again, we've highlighted, I think we talked about it last month, and I do have special instructions there for those of you who have scouts who are or are just about to be 18 and how they need to re-register in order to have the correct registration to be able to record their Eagle character board. Recharter minimums, most units have already met their minimums, and that's minimum of 5 youth and 5 adults. And again, remember, please, we will not be adding new members as part of the Internet Recharter tool. So if there are new members that have to be added, we need to do that in digital paper. And again, if they don't have to be added, so all youth should be added. Adults, you and I can talk about whether those adults really need to be added or whether we can just add them in January, because it'd be a lot easier in January. This link to digital paper apps is already on the Pacifica Roundtable website, and it gives you step-by-step instructions about what makes a complete package for digital paper applications. Particularly, this is for new or lapsed members. If you still have folks that are transferring, there are special instructions for them. Finally, we're working on those training requirements, and there's been a lot of questions about, okay, do I have to take my YPT this year? Basically, the rule of thumb is YPT needs to be good for the entire length of the charter. So since the upcoming charter is going to be essentially a short charter, a curtailed charter, we're only chartering for 9 months, that means these YPTs have to be good through the 30th of September. Then for the next charter, we'll be renewing again. A lot of folks say, well, if National does 2-year certificates, why does the council expect us to do YPT annually? And really there's 2 reasons. The first being safety is our first priority, and we want to make sure that everybody is current. And again, don't forget that we're not just trying to train you, but we hope that you are training your friends, your family, your children in these best practices to keep youth safe. Secondly, by having annual YPT, we're always sure that the folks who are on the charter are current on youth protection policies. So it's just a way that you never expire, so you never lapse, so we never have to worry about adults who have expired YPT that might be leading youth program in violation of BSA policy. Finally, I have started sending out access codes to your Recharter reps this week, and Hannibal and I will be working on our schedule for Recharter appointments, and we hope to have that out to you by the end of next week. The deadline for getting all the work done, your Recharter roster submitted, and your next year's registration fees paid is the 15th of December. That gives us about a week before the winter break to make sure that we've cleared any holds, or if something we missed and Estella catches it and needs some paper, that we can wrap this up before the winter holidays, and your charters will be processed on time, and you'll have a fresh new charter come January. So let's see. I talked a lot there. I'm going to stop sharing here for just a second. So payments that's outlined in the recharter guide. So basically you'll have the opportunity to use your unit account if you have funds there. You'll have the opportunity to use a credit card. You can still do a check. There's lots of different ways. So and if you need a way that you don't see in the recharter guide, just drop me an email and we'll figure out. James, should you have the access code? I just started on troops today, so since you're a troop, I'm thinking probably not. I will double check, but I don't think I've gotten to you yet. Um, let's see. Rich, I'm not sure. I'm following your. We should be taking action because the action is a result of an issue. Do we have an issue in this? Rich, I'm not sure I'm following your
Yeah,
question. Do you want to come up
yeah,
voice?
yeah, Nancy, I'm sorry. So we say, oh, we want to do it every year because we want to be safer, right?
Uh-huh.
Well, if National says that a 2-year thing is safe, is 1 year actually safer? I mean, I think we're making it up. Now, I don't mind doing it every year, and I'm not kind of complainer, but I just think that, I got a lot of pushback from the youth leaders that see themselves having a 2-year requirement from the national level, and it just sounds like we're making it up. I guess I'll just say it very transparently,
Okay.
right?
All right.
So the
So,
thing about the issue is, if we said we had an issue and then our way to mitigate that issue is to take it every year, right? What was the issue? And then by taking it every year, did we truly mitigate that issue?
okay, great. Okay, now I understand your question better, Rich. So one of the issues was that we were having unit leaders have YPT expire in the middle of the year. So essentially, when your YPT expires, essentially that freezes your membership, right? And so the problem was is then if you're trying to lead youth program with expired is not technically the correct term. I don't know, Hannibal, if you can remember the term, pipe in here. But that was the problem is we had youth leaders with expired YPT executing program. So when the Western region, it wasn't just our council, it was all the councils in the Western region, moved to annual, it alleviated that problem. So I'm never worried that we have scouters with expired YPT running program, which could put them in a liability uh, zone of concern. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that does. That's a better explanation. Thank you.
Okay. Good. Thank you. Thank you for asking that clarification. Rolf is asking if you want to add money to your unit account, how do you do that? You would send it to council and send it attention to the cashier and include a note that says we want to add money to the unit account. So, Rolf, does that answer your question? Great. Okay. All right. Thanks, everyone. Thanks for those great questions. And you'll see some of those in Ask Artie next month.